Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your August 2020 horoscope for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, first of all, the first thing that we have as our first major shift here in the month of August was a full moon on the 3rd. And so, we are coming off of this currently as the moon is getting ready to shift here into the sign of Pisces. And so this full moon has been the ending and clearing of a lunar cycle that started off with a new moon in Cancer. So this has all been about what we are feeling deeply connected to, what nurtures our soul, what we feel an emotional connection to. And this is closing out here with this full moon in Aquarius that made a square to Uranus. So this has been a major shift and change that we've gone through here with this full moon, where this is pulling us into brand new directions here starting off the month of August. And moving forward on the 4th of August, we had Mercury shift into the sign of Leo. So many of you are probably feeling this now, as this is Mercury in your second house, where this is a major boost in self esteem and self worth, as this is Mercury coming into your second house. And Mercury and Leo being of this confidence, of this pride, of this self expression that is here in your second house, where for those of you with Cancer rising, you are very proud, very confident about your ability to be secure, to be stable within yourself. So, big time of really staying in touch with that self worth, that self esteem, and having this sense of confidence and value in yourself. Moving forward here on the 7th of August, we have Venus entering into Cancer. So this is Venus finally leaving Gemini. It has spent a great deal of time here in the sign of Gemini, back in your 12th house, where there has been a lot of subconscious work that has been coming up for those of you with Cancer rising. And so, as Venus has finally moved through this retrograde cycle in the sign of Gemini, it is moving ahead into your first house, where this is a time where many of you are going to feel much more expressive, much more kind hearted. We have this relational planet of Venus entering into your first house, where this is a big time to connect more with others. This is a big time to be more relatable to others, to be more gentle, more compassionate here, especially as this is Venus coming into your home sign in your first house, where this is all about how can we nurture and connect on a deeper level with Venus here in Cancer. Moving forward on the 15th of August, we have Uranus stationing retrograde, and Uranus has spent a great deal of time here in the sign of Taurus, where it has been in your 11th house. This has been a major time of making radical decisions about your future, about your plans, about doing new and interesting things within your social circles. And Uranus is here coming to a halt, where this is a big time to reconsider your plans for the future, to reconsider those who you are connecting to, making sure that these radical ideas about the future, these plans, that these connections with others are truly serving and benefiting you to the highest, greatest good, and that these are not just radical shifts that are not of value to you. So, major review going on there for you in your social circles, in your future plans, in your goals, in your dreams, and what you want to see come forth into fruition. A lot of reassessing, reevaluating, making sure that these are not just spontaneous goals and decisions that don't hold any worth or value in your life. Moving ahead, following suit, we have this new moon happening in your second house, right? So many of you have probably felt this surge in self worth and self confidence and stability in your life coming into this month of August, as we are in this Leo season. And now we have this new moon that is happening here in Leo, remembering that we had 2 Cancer new moons. So 2 moons happened there in your first house where there were major shifts where you were able to start fresh, to start new, to look at life in a different way, to approach these situations in a different way, to appear differently. So, a lot of changes going on within your identity, within your appearance, within the way that you're approaching your reality. And so, moving ahead here, we have this new moon in Leo that is happening in your second house, where this is a major time of making sure that you have the stability, the self worth, focusing on building your security, building your worth in your life. And so, this gives you a brand new opportunity to bring in wealth for some of you, to bring in new forms of security for some of you, to bring in a new sense of value, a new way to look at your worth. And so, big time to pay close attention as we have Mercury, we have the Sun, and now we're going to have this new moon happening here in your second house. Big time to focus on your self esteem, your confidence, your self worth, making sure that you have faith in yourself. Moving ahead here, the last major shift that we have in the month of August is happening on the 22nd, and this is the Sun entering into Virgo. So this is a shift of season where we are leaving behind this Leo season that has been all about confidence, self-expression, especially for those of you with Cancer rising, as this is Leo in your second house of self-worth, self-esteem, your values. Moving ahead, we have the Sun entering into your third house, where this is a big time of being more expressive, more communicative, especially with Venus also being in your first house. This is a big time for more expression, more connection, more learning. And so it is a big time of collecting and gathering information, learning new things, experiencing new opportunities in your life as the Sun is entering here into your third house. So that was a look at the major transits here for the month of August. I'm going to take a look at the cards as well. And for the month of August, I pulled from the Rider Tarot deck as well as the Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck. So we're going a little bit old school with our older decks that we have not looked at here for a while. First card is the Queen of Wands. So once again, big time to focus on your self-worth, on your confidence, on holding that dignity and that self-esteem within yourself. And so it is a big time of really believing in yourself, having faith in yourself, holding that confidence, knowing that you are capable and worthy. And this is following along with the Knight of Swords. So big time to take on challenges, to take on learning opportunities, to move ahead in your life. So we talked a lot about how that Sun is going to be entering into your third house, but this is a big time to move ahead. This is a big time to also make sure that you're looking ahead at your goals with that Uranus retrograde in your 11th house. So charging ahead, believing in yourself, holding that self-esteem, letting go of these insecurities, these fears, these negative thoughts that are holding you back in this space. Moving forward here, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And so this is a time, once again, to let go of those negative thoughts, to let go of those cycles that no longer serve you, where you're holding on to old thoughts, old feelings, old patterns from the past that are not of value, that are not of worth to you. Very much connected to that Uranus retrograde that we're seeing in the 11th house, where you want to be cautious of how you're thinking. You want to be cautious of those that you are connected to. What are these plans? What are these goals? What are these thoughts that are coming into your mind? Are they serving you? Are they benefiting you here in this space? Last card from the Rider Tarot deck is the Page of Pentacles. So this is a time, once again, to grow, to learn, to expand, to explore more with that sun that is entering there into your third house. So big time to really let go of the past, to let go of these blocks and fears, and to hold that confidence. Remember that Queen of Wands, to hold that confidence and that joy and that self-esteem within yourself so that you can move ahead towards your goals and move past these obstacles. From the Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck, our first card is Neptune in reverse. So once again, it is a time of needing to remove those fears, those blockages. Remember that Neptune is connected to our subconscious. It is dealing with fears, blocks, illusions, which we just had that Mercury retrograde that spent a great deal of time in your 12th house, as well as Venus retrograde. So there's been a lot of fears and blocks there with that Venus retrograde in the 12th house, as well as that Mercury retrograde that we saw in your first house that started off with a shadow period in your 12th house. But there's been a lot of reassessing, a lot of reevaluating, and remembering that we have this Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter retrograde in your 7th house, where you want to make sure that you are cautious of those around you, that they are not affecting your belief systems. So this is about going deep within and checking in on your thoughts, on your feelings, on your beliefs, not allowing any influences with this Neptune energy to stop you from taking on your goals. And speaking of goals, our next two cards here are Mars and Saturn. This is all about going for what you want to accomplish. With Mars here, the soldier, and Saturn, the disciplinary, this is a big time to focus on your goals and your achievements, to take action, to initiate. Remember, we talked about that Knight of Swords with that Queen of Wands, as well as the Sun energy that is taking place in your third house, coming off of all of that Leo energy that is built up in that second house. But this is a big time to make sure that you have this confidence and this value within yourself so that you can charge forward and take on these new opportunities and experiences, and to really go after your goals and your dreams and achievements. So big time to take action and to leave behind Neptune these subconscious beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Next card here from the Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck is your very own sign, Cancer. So this is not only about putting the action and the consistency behind what you want to see yourself accomplish, this is also about putting the feeling into it. Do you feel connected to what you want to achieve? Do you feel connected to your goals? Do you feel connected to what you are accomplishing here in this space? This is all about nurturing. And remember that we talked about that Venus that's going to be sitting there in your first house. But this is a big time to make sure that you are nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself and your needs at this time, making sure that everything is of true worth and value to you in your life. So making sure that you have this soul connection, that you are feeling this connection, that this is something that truly nurtures you in your life. Next card we have here is the Sun in reverse. So this is a big time, once again, of paying close attention to your self-worth, paying close attention to your confidence. Remember that the Sun is the most dominant in astrology. It is that confidence, that pride, that willpower. So this is a big time to tap into your self-esteem. This is a big time to not beat yourself up here with this Virgo in reverse. Big time of making sure that you are not negative self-talking, not putting yourself down in this space, because this is a big time, once again, of moving ahead, taking on your goals and achievements. We have this fire in reverse that is all about, once again, doing what brings you that joy and that passion and excitement in your life. And so, for those of you who are avoiding this, those of you who are not taking the action, not taking the steps because you're holding on to a fear, a block, remember that we had that Venus retrograde back in that 12th house where there has been a lot of issues around your values on a subconscious level. So, making sure that you are fully invested in what brings you the most joy and value into your life at this time. Also, with that Uranus retrograde in your 11th house, once again, focusing on those goals, making sure that they are truly something that brings you that worth and that value. Remember that this is Uranus and Taurus, where this is all about going through changes and radical decisions that are truly worth it and of value, not just for the sake of rebelling or doing something different. So, making sure that everything here is of true worth and value. And our last card here from the Barbie Aries Oracle deck is Scorpio. So, once again, Scorpio is our feminine side of Mars, where this is all about what are you passionate about? What are you driven about? What is it that you desire? So, big time of really focusing in on and paying attention to what gives you that emotional fulfillment at the deepest level. This is what is of the highest value and worth to you in your life. So that was your August 2020 horoscope for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I also wanted to mention that I am currently offering an astrology class that is available on Facebook in the private group Astrology Class with Daquan Jones, as well as Udemy and Patreon. So I will leave the links for that down below in the description as well as the comments. Also, feel free to join the group Astro Metaphysical Love and Light on Facebook. It is a free group where you can share your spiritual wisdom, motivational advice, or simply just peace and love. So feel free to join that group. I will leave the link for that down below in the description and the comments as well. And I want to thank you all once again for joining. I hope you all had a great day. And I want to thank all the spirits who joined in today to make this message possible. I will see you all in the next video.